What do you mean you're more concerned about penguins than you are about South
I've
Auckland?
had 40 years of animal rights and animal welfare in my life, and I don't resile from it. It's the thing that I appreciate most of all as I go to my grave. But having said that, I am concerned with immigrant relocation in Auckland, refugees and the way in which we treat them, social dislocation. This council is going to have a commitment to the homeless, to the poor, to the dispossessed, to the sick that live on the streets of Auckland. They have as much right to live in Auckland City as I have on the slopes, northern slopes of Remuera. They're going to be treated well. You might say, that's very interesting.
That's very interesting.
That is interesting. Because
Who's leading this interview?
Because no one knows better than me what it's like to be out of school, out of work, out of home, out of luck, and living rough. You're looking at a mayor that slept rough in the Auckland domain as a 17-year-old. So I clearly understand some of the social ramifications of the sick, the dispossessed, who are sleeping rough in Auckland, and I care about them. But I'm not going to parade my caring side on television as some sort of mechanism to get public support, because never confuse my generosity to animals or to the poor and the dispossessed with weakness, because what this city desperately needs right now is consistent, decisive leadership around affordable progress and holding central government responsible for those social problems that the government should accept responsibility for and must fund.
Are you going to take on the government?
I'll take on anyone, anytime, anywhere over principles.
Because that's the thing I think that frustrated me most about Dick Hubbard's mayoralty, was that, you know, the people of Auckland helped get Labour into power.
Yes.
And then, you know, we got offered this $600 million ridiculous thing on the waterfront, this stadium. And when they took it away again, I wanted my mayor to be going, well, you give us that $500 million, we'll build a rail network.
Of course. Of course. Of course. But the problem is, when you get partisan politics into local government, you've got a problem. I mean, he's a Labour man, admitted a Labour man, a Labour supporter. I respect that. He was a Labour mayor. I respect that. I'm a former frontbench member of the National Party. I'm a former cabinet minister in the national government. And I tell you what, national government, national party, no political party pulls my strings.
Let's just talk about politics quickly for a little bit, because we had Michael Cullen on last week and we were talking about the return of Sir Roger Douglas.
Yes.
And he's a friend of yours.
Yes.
What do you think that's going to do?
I think that the minor parties, like the ACT Party, are going to really struggle. If you want to get rid of this government, that's if you want to, you have a vote. And if you want to get rid of this government, you vote against them to the polarisation that's going to get rid of them. You don't get rid of this government by voting for a third party. So they're going to struggle. And I think you'll find on election day this year, it's going to polarise around Labour and National. I think the small political parties are going to be really badly hurt at the polls. Not because they haven't performed, because the Maori Party has performed. It's been the surprised performer in the New Zealand Party. Not that I believe in Maori parties, not that I believe in apartheid, not that I believe in separatism, but the Maori Party are made up of fundamentally good people. I admire their leader, and they've done a good job. The Maori Party idiosyncratically will do well because they'll win all the Maori seats, but they won't do well in the party vote. So we'll have in the Parliament next time round Labour, National with the most votes. If Winston gets there, and that's debatable, he will go with the party with the most votes, and the Maori Party will win all the Maori seats, so they'll have seats in the Parliament. And the Green Party, unless they're very careful, won't get to the threshold.
When you say you don't believe in the Māori Party, why is that?
I don't believe in separatism. I don't believe in separate political parties in the Parliament. I don't, for instance...
But they're working within the system, aren't they?
No, I know the system's wrong. It was wrong in South Africa and it was dismantled.
You mean MMP is wrong?
No, apartheid is wrong.
Yes.
Apartheid in South Africa was wrong, and it's been disassembled. Having said that, South Africa is in deep, deep trouble. South Africa's problems today are greater than they were in the apartheid times in social response and in economic performance. Having said that, here in New Zealand, we have a separatist, Maori, apartheid party representing the tangata whenua, representing the First Nations people in the parliament. There's no other parliament in the world in recent times that's introduced that.
And you think that's wrong?
I think it's fundamentally wrong. I think some of our finest Maori people are in the parliament in general seats. Ron Mark, Winston, Shane Jones, Dover, all of these people.
Isn't the Māori Party in some ways, I look at the Māori Party and I go, that's fantastic, because finally young Māori have role models to look up to. I think Māori Television and Māori Party probably do more to help Māori youth than anything else we've done in the last 20 years.
I think Maori Television is a complete waste of money under its present structure, accountability, financing. 1/10 of that money would go very, very well into this company, and you would use it much more wisely. I'm not too critical of the principles. I am critical of the $44.6 million.
Why?
$44.6 million?
Yeah.
When
For the Indigenous people of this country, for people that we respect their culture and their heritage, we drag out the haka every time we have a rugby game, we all like to say kia ora to each other, for them to have a voice in the thing, which isn't, at 6 o'clock in the morning or at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, which is what TVNZ provides, isn't that good to give our people some respect and understanding of our language and our culture and our history? Isn't television the best way to do that?
I don't have a problem with the philosophy that you're talking about. I have a problem with the delivery mechanism.
So the funding into it?
Yes, I don't think we get good value for money. I don't have a problem with the philosophy of what you're peddling. I just have a problem with the value for money. It is arguably the most expensive television in the Western world. That's the point I'm making. This is probably the best value television in the Western world. Looking around the premises and looking at Jack.
Yeah, well, look.
I hope you're going to feed. By the way, you're going to feed him at lunch.